And again, mute if you can. If you have any questions, though, just unmute yourself and ask away. I don't mind interruptions at all. Sometimes I get talking and just, flag me down or whatever if you have any questions during the time that I'm rambling on. So social media, it's one of those things, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it because I know that it is necessary, but sometimes I allow it to just consume my day. So I have to be very mindful because I do really like it because it's social and I'm a social person, but I have the tendency sometimes to get sucked into it. So with that being said, let's just talk a little bit about social media. There's all sorts of platforms. You guys know there's Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Pinterest. I mean, there are just so many different platforms that you can choose from. And as a Beachbody coach, you could kind of get caught up into doing them all. But I'm here to tell you that I don't think you have to do them all. I think that you need to find one or two and just learn how to do them really, really well. You can dabble in the others, but I just don't think it's necessary for you to feel like you have to do every single thing that's out there. You just can't. There's just no way. So find something that you really like. I have the tendency to do most of my social media on Facebook. I'm the most comfortable there. And I play around with Instagram a little bit. And Pinterest, I like Pinterest, but I have to stay out of there because I could end up pinning all sorts of, fantasy household kitchens and whatever. So just got to be careful. That's the thing. Just got to be careful. So just, on social media, just find one or two that you really like that you can get really good at and stick with those. The other thing is too, you just have to pay attention to knowing who you are. When you are talking on social media, you cannot include everyone. Because if you do, then you attract no one. That's just a fact. You want to make sure that you're not exclusive. So if someone that's not really like who you really would connect to says, hey, can you help me? You don't want to be like, oh no, dude, I don't, you're not my cup of tea. You want to help everyone, but try to think about who you are and who you want to help. You're going to attract the type of person that you are, and that's what you want to really exude in your social media. You are going to brand yourself, and if you don't know, that's another topic for another whole call, branding. But and if you don't know exactly, you haven't really figured out what your brand is or what your target market is, what your niche is, talk to your upline, talk to your friends, ask them, if you were to list 5 things about me, what would you say that they were? Because that's who you want to talk to. You want to talk to people who are going to get you. You can't talk to everyone. I'm not going to talk to social media. I'm not going to I'm 48 years old. So I'm not going to try to talk to people on social media that are 22 years old and just starting out in their life, because we're just not going to have anything in common. So just make sure that when you're on social media that you are talking to someone who's going to get you. Otherwise, it's just, you're not going to connect. And that's what your social media is for. It is basically free advertising for the most part. And you want to treat it as that. If you're just on there to be rambling on, then you're just wasting your time. So let's get into my top 3 tips. I'm only going to give you 3 for social media posting. The first one is don't lose you. And I'm saying this because it's easy for us as Beachbody coaches to get lost in just Beachbody white noise. There are, in case you haven't noticed, a lot of Beachbody coaches. You want to make sure that you share who you are. You want to make sure that you're adding value. You are not Beachbody. You are you. You're not Shakeology. You're not a challenge pack. That's something that you use. It's the vehicle to help people, but it's not who you are. So when you're posting on social media, just make sure that when you're posting, you're not just all about Shakeology. Believe me, I will be the first one to admit, when I first became a coach, I know that I, posted pictures of me with my Shakeology, kissing my Shakeology cup. I know that I did that. But what was that? That was really just kind of silliness, but I know that I did it. But did I add value to anyone when I did that? Not really. I mean, I might have looked kind of cute doing it, or maybe I looked kind of corny, probably. But, just be careful that you don't lose who you are. People are going to follow you because of who you are. They're not going to follow you because you're a Beachbody coach. They probably could give two about you being a Beachbody coach, to be totally honest. You just need to make sure that when you're posting on your social media that you remember who you are and be authentically who you are. Don't hide behind the whole Beachbody thing. For me, on my social media, unless you were to scroll through my news feed, I hope that you'd have to really try to figure out exactly that I am a Beachbody coach, because I don't have that I'm Angie Sanders Beachbody coach. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just the way that I go about my business. I'm not saying that's the right way, but I'm saying that, like I said, Beachbody for me is the vehicle for me being able to help people, but it is not who I am. So just be mindful that you don't lose who you are. It's very important that you remember that you are you. You are not Beachbody. Let Shaun T be Beachbody. He's way better at it. We could have six-pack, but we're not going to be Shaun T. So, all right. So just remember, don't lose who you are. The second thing is post for what you want. When you are posting on social media, basically you're giving people a sneak peek of who you are. It kind of links into the first about don't lose who you are. But, we're always talking about, if you listen to Chalene Johnson, she's always talking about finding your tribe, the people who really get you. But if you are not posting who you really are, you're never going to find people who really get you. You can hide behind pretty perfect little posts all day long, but you're not going to connect to people aren't really going to know who you are. So don't be afraid to post who you genuinely are. If you are looking for people who really get you, then you need to post to be true to yourself. I am a 48-year-old mom. I could pretend that I'm a 38-year-old mom and use all sorts of filters, which I kind of do, don't tell anybody, but try to make yourself look younger. Yeah, I kind of do that too, so let's not go to that one. No, but seriously, you've got to be genuine to who you are. That's the only way that you are going to attract people who get you. You're not just about fitness. There are other things in your life that are who you are. You are, I don't know, think about something that you are. When I think about myself, I think that, yeah, I'm a mom, but I'm a 48-year-old mom. I'm someone who has a kid that's grown, so I could maybe appeal to empty nesters. There's hobbies that I have. When you post on social media, think about other things that describe you other than just being a Beachbody coach. That's going to be important to your social media, because fitness is just a part of who you are. It's not everything who you are. There are people that are way, 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 way in much better shape than I am. I can tell you that are Beachbody coaches. So if I'm going to try to pretend that I'm like Miss Fitness, I'm going to fall short every time on my social media, because I'm not. But if I try to find people who I have something in common with, which I love, fashion, makeup, whatever, people that I have that in common with, then that's going to be my tribe, and that's who I'm going to be able to connect with. And yes, we can have that common bond of wanting to be healthy and stay in shape. I'm going to connect with women that are 40 years old and still want to be fabulous. That's what my target market is. So just think about that when you are working with your social media. Post for what you want. You want coaches? Post that you want coaches. Don't post it in a, don't like, I want a coach. Don't post like that, but post yourself, what you do. Share what you do as a coach. Make it look interesting. If you want challengers, post about what your challengers are doing. Share what's going on in your challenge groups. If you want to sell a challenge pack, don't just post a link. Post something that's going to make it look interesting. Post something about yourself doing a workout program. You've got to make your social media interesting. Every single Beachbody coach out there can post a link, but they can't post you making a fool out of yourself doing a size program. I'm telling you, I can't dance, but I posted myself doing a size workout, and I sold 2 challenge packs in an afternoon because I wasn't afraid to make a fool out of myself. Yeah, and I'm not afraid to make a fool out of myself. And I can't dance. I'll be the first one to admit it. All right, number 3. Don't post just to post. This is the last one, and then we're going to go over some do's and don'ts. Don't post just to post. It's 9 o'clock and you realize that you haven't posted all day long. Who cares? I mean, really and truly, I would rather not post all day long than post something just to throw it up and hope it sticks. I see so many posts in there, and I have done it. I'm telling you guys all this stuff because this is stuff that I've done, and it doesn't work. You don't know what to post. All right, well, first let's get into this. How many posts did you do a day in social media? This can be Facebook, this can be Instagram, whatever social media platform you want to do. It doesn't matter. They say, oh, it changes. It changes. It used to be 3 to 5. Now it's 1 to 2. It really, whatever you feel comfortable with is what you should post. So if 3 to 5 is overwhelming for you, then go for 1 to 2. Honestly, that is what my goal is. Some days I get 3 to 5 posts. Some days I get 1. But one thing I'm very mindful of is I don't just post some random thing that because, oh gosh, I'm not on social media today. Oh my gosh, my followers, they're going to miss me. They really aren't. I mean, as much as I want to say they're waiting for me to post something, they really probably don't miss me at all. But if I post something silly up there that has nothing to do with my brand, that doesn't connect with the people that are following me, that are my tribe, that is not true to who I am, and I post something that's random, I'm sure to lose a follower. Now that's okay because there's something behind that too. Don't pay attention to those likes because they can go away quickly too. And if someone really doesn't want to follow you, if they follow you for a few days and unfollow you, that's okay too, because they're not going to get you and they weren't ever going to get you. So that's okay too. So don't pay attention to that. But just don't post just to post. And if you're running out of things to post, if you're doing the 3 vital behaviors, you're going to have material to post about. Always. So if you're doing your personal development and you're working out and you're drinking your Shakeology, those are 3 things right there that you can post about every single day. It's that simple. Post about the objections that you get. Post about the struggles that you have. People love to see us struggle. It's crazy. You can tell them how successful you are and how great your workouts are and how much weight you've lost and how great your 6-pack is looking. But you post a picture of you struggling not to eat a banana split and everybody's going to be, woo, yeah, she's struggling too. But it's true. Everyone loves to see you struggle. And it's just, post, don't be afraid to post what you're struggling with. If people you find continuously ask the same questions, post about that, address those, post before and afters, post opinions, ask people opinions. Say, hey, I want to know, what do you think? I never forget, I posted a question, a silly question. I was looking for a pair of red sweatpants for my daughter for the gym. I posted that question. I had 78 comments because I asked my followers where to find a pair of red sweatpants that didn't say something on the back like booty or whatever the heck. I mean, that's just the craziest thing. But they love to tell you what they know. So ask questions. Don't be afraid. And really, don't be afraid to share what's on your heart. If there's something that you wake up and it's on your heart or you've read or someone has shared with you, don't be afraid. People love to see you be genuine and just not always hardcore working out. They love to see the softer side of you too. So don't be afraid to post, that soft, sweet side of you too. For do's and don'ts, there's a ton of do's and don'ts. For one, for me, just checking the time here. Okay. One of the things that I see a lot of people do, and I have to admit, because I have such an amazing upline in Liz, I know that a lot of times I know that a lot of coaches, and I know I've been guilty of this too, is you need to separate yourself from all the other coaches talking about your brand. But you need to pay attention that your brand is you. A lot of coaches kind of brand themselves to what their upline is. It's just like, I don't know why, but it is something that's very common. And Liz happens to be a good friend of mine, and we do have a lot of things in common, but sometimes I find myself like almost branding myself the same way that she is. And I adore her, and like I said, we do have a lot of things in common, but we are very different. So just be mindful that you are branding yourself differently than your upline. That sounds crazy, but I swear I went back and I checked recently when I saw this, and it is very common that people do that. So just be careful that you're unique to who you are. Like I said earlier, if you don't know what your brand is, it's really important that you find out when you're doing your social media. If you don't know, get your upline to help you. She'll tell you, it's not me, but get your upline to help you. Get your two good friends. Get two good friends. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Let me take a drink of water. Okay. Get two good friends to list 5 things that come to mind when they think of you. That will help you. It's hard for us to brand ourselves because what we think of us, someone else might not think. And branding is a completely different call, and I won't go into all of that, but just you need to make sure that when you do your social media, you can't say it enough, you've got to make sure that you are definitely staying true to who you are. You have to be consistent. You can't post consistently for like 2 weeks and then disappear off of social media for a month. Because in this business, when you disappear, your business, and a lot of businesses, when this happens, and we talked about this past weekend at the Diamond Retreat, your business doesn't just stay stagnant, it goes backwards. So if you don't consistently stay present, you're not going to just stay even. You're going to fall back, and you don't want to do that, because what happens is we get this momentum going, and we're consistently posting, and people are starting to engage with us. And for whatever reason, it's the weekend or it's a holiday, or we just get tired of it. We're human, and we back off. Don't do that. Make sure that you stay consistent. Even if it's just 1 post a day, keep a presence there. Do make sure that you simplify your post. Honestly, people don't know what a challenge pack is. Really. If you say, buy a challenge pack for me, they really don't know what that is. Call it a sales bundle. Call it something else. Just don't call it a challenge pack, because they don't know. Let's call it a sales bundle with Shakeology and a workout. Okay, come up with another name. They really don't know. It's just like with any other business. I mean, you can't use terms that are in your work field, in your field of business, that people don't understand outside. So make sure that you're mindful of that. I said it before, but share your failures on social media. They love to see you mess up. Don't be afraid to show them. Communicate with emotion. You can't be a Beachbody robot. Don't go whining all over social media about having a bad day, but share when you're happy, share when you're sad, but share it in a way that is encouraging to other people. Not, woe is me, I'm sick again. I mean, I'm not going to go and tell social media that I've lost my voice. I might say, yay for my husband, I finally am losing my voice, his dream come true or something, but I'm not going to say, woe is me. Don't ever share other coaches' posts to your page. That really sounds crappy, I know, and I don't mean it to sound that way. But what you're doing is leading other people to another coach. Unless they're tied to you, you could just be sending people over to somebody else that they might get them. And I'm not trying to be, all like territorial or anything. It's just, I've seen it happen. Don't try not to do that. Don't share stock photos. People come to your page to see you. Those pretty stock photos that Beachbody makes, they are awesome, but people want to see you. Use you in your photos. When I go to your Facebook page, I want to be able to see your face. That's what people want to see, not Beachbody. And by all means, don't ever, and I know you guys would never do this, but don't ever copy and paste another coach's post. But people do it in this business. They do it. And I've had it done to me, and it stinks. So don't do it. Don't compare. A lot of you guys are just starting out. Don't compare going over to somebody else's page and like, oh my gosh, they have 45,000 people that like their page. Well, yeah, they've been doing it for 8 years. And they have, 600 people that like that post. Well, yeah, they've been doing it a long time. Who cares? Do you? This is your race that you're running. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't be afraid to self-evaluate. And what I mean by that is when you go to your page, I want you to, now I don't know if you guys have a separate business page. Nod your head if you do. Do you have a separate business page, you guys? Yeah, everybody? If you don't, it's totally fine. That is something that you do not have to do these days. If you have just a personal page, that's okay. These things still will apply. You just have to be really mindful about hard selling on your personal page. Facebook kind of frowns upon that, but who knows? Facebook is changing every single day, so who knows? Instagram, you can do whatever you want to on that. Same thing. But this applies for whatever social media you're on. Go to your Facebook page. Go to your IG account. Pinterest even. Pinterest is a little different because you have boards, but when I go to your social media platform, do I know that you're a coach? Do I know that I could do what you do? I mean, do you share that I could do what you do? Do I see your face? And can I join like a challenge group? Do you have something that you could help me with? Those are things that you need to, as a coach, be mindful of when I go to your Facebook page or your Instagram account. I mean, even Instagram, even though it's little squares or whatever, you still should be able to share with me, your next upcoming challenge group, or what have you. I mean, that's pretty much what social media is. It's free advertising into your business, joining your team, joining your challenge group, growing your business. Yeah, we can pay for ads, but you don't have to. Social media is, like I said when I started, it is a great tool if we take advantage of it and we don't let ourselves get sucked into it. It can take all day long if you like it to, but don't allow it to consume you. Do your job and then go, on social media, and then go do your real Beachbody job, reaching out to people, because this is a business, a relationship business. This isn't about technology and, who can make the prettiest post and all of that. If this really is, even though we have social media, there for us, the social media is there just to connect us with the people that we're going to create the relationships with. And that's what, out of all of this, that you need to have the biggest takeaway from, is that it doesn't matter how great a post you have, how many followers you have. The biggest thing is how many relationships are you gaining from the social media that you have there available for you. So that's really it that I have for you guys. I didn't want to get too, deep into it because you can go on and talk about social media. These are just the things that I've struggled with. I don't know if it's been helpful or not, but I hope so. Does anyone have any questions? I'm happy to answer anything at all. And look, I was trying to go through so my voice would hang in there. Yes, and it did. Yay. You guys, Gold Diggers is almost over with. You've done a great job. I know. It's 30-day push. Woo. It's tough for 30 days, I know, but hang in there. Almost done. All right, well, done. And I wanted to have you out of there by 30 minutes, and it's 27. So good job, guys. Thanks a bunch for hopping on here. Appreciate it. We did record this. I remembered. So thanks a bunch, and we'll see you in Team Believe. All right. Night, guys. Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Bye, Angie.
Bye. All right. Bye, guys. Penny, did you want to ask me something? Oh, she's gone now. All right. Bye. Hi, Silver.